Oh man. Hello everybody. I hope everyone is having a great day today. It is I, the Frenchiest Fry, and working on art today. Don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming today, as I am still pretty tired from yesterday, but we're gonna try and make a little bit of progress at the very least. But yeah, I'm quite tired. So if I seem sad or angry, it's just I'm just tired. I'm just a very sleepy little otter today. I like busted my ass deep cleaning like 2 of the 4 rooms. Well, not. I don't want to say rooms because they're not necessarily separate rooms, but 2 of the 4 areas in my apartment I busted my ass cleaning yesterday. And I woke up very, very sore today. That's also why I didn't stream yesterday like I originally planned to, because after I sat down, I was like, I don't know if anybody else does the same thing, but I have a thing where, like, sometimes I'll get, like, locked into, like, cleaning something or doing something, and I'll just completely disregard my physical needs. So, like, I sat down and I was like, ooh, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty, and I'm very tired now. So that is what happened. But, yeah, we're gonna try to make a bit of progress. I don't know if I'm gonna be working on this piece the whole time. I would like to finish this piece. I feel like I should just power through and try to finish this piece because I'm not shading it or anything. And then, I wanted to finish updating some overlay stuff. Because I started doing, like, remaking some of the overlay stuff, and I want it to, like, everything to match and, like, be nice and all that jazz, so, we'll see how long I even stream today. Because, like, honestly, I haven't done fuck all today, and even just now, my head is kind of killing me, I'm not gonna lie. Not to be a fucking complainer, but I do be sore and tired. But yeah. For those of you that were looking forward to the draw pile stream, I will be doing that tomorrow instead. And if you don't know what draw pile is, it is, it's like a program where you can draw on one canvas to get as like an artist. And you can all draw on the same canvas. It's very similar to iScribble, for anybody that's old enough to remember iScribble.net. I have to turn this down a little bit more. My brain is like actually hurting a lot. But yeah. That is what's kind of what it is, for those of you that are unfamiliar. And, as always, my draw piles are open to anybody, that does visual arts. You can do pixel art, or draw, or paint, or whatever. All skill levels are welcome, of course. So, anybody that wants to join that tomorrow is more than welcome to. Hello, birdies. They do be squawking. But yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow instead. And forgive me if I'm quiet today. I am tired. I might do some like sketching and stuff for like other pieces that I wanna work on. Oh, this is kind of off topic, but I started watching the fucking horse girl racing anime, 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺𝚂. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's the one with the horse girls anyway, and it's actually like quite good. So that has been fun to watch. I really like 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺𝚂, like the horse girl with like white hair and fucking like blue eyes. She's really cool looking. It's pretty good anime. I also binge watched Kaiju number 8, which was also very enjoyable. Normally I don't watch like the English dubs for anime, but I really enjoyed the English dub for that actually, so I may draw some fan art at some point. But I also kind of want to draw some personal art. I've been slacking. I want to finish the 2D model, like drawing the 2D model that I've been working on because, yeah, like I started drawing it and I don't even know if I want to say it's halfway done. It's getting there. The 2D model is definitely getting there. I don't know if it's halfway done per se, but it's definitely... I got a lot of work done on it, and then I just stopped working on it, and I haven't touched it since. So I would like to eventually get back to working on that. Yeah. I'm gonna also try to rig that myself. I have no idea like how to rig things, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot. And then I'm just gonna hope for the best and hope that it's alright. It's probably gonna look like dog shit, but we're gonna do our best and see what we can do. Worst case scenario, if I can't rig it, I might just like, oh god, I might just see if there's somebody that can do it for like relatively cheap and then save up for it once I, why am I, oh, because I'm not, I was like, why is this not fucking doing the thing? And it's because I was on the wrong layer. It's okay, Clip Studio, take your time. It's okay, take your time. But yeah, I might just save up for someone else to rig it. I would like to try rigging, but I feel like the model that I'm making is pretty detailed for my first rig. But I might fuck around and make a shitty VTuber for one of my friends because his Sona is a lot simpler. So I might, if I'm gonna get into rigging, I might fuck around with that. Or like maybe I'll get one of those example models that people put out for rigging and see if I can mess around with it a bit. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things I would like to do, art-wise. I did, however, make some more thumbnails because we beat Dark Cloud 2. So I made a Rogue Galaxy thumbnail, and I made 2 different versions of that because I still haven't finished the... Like, I finished the main story of Hollow Knight, but then I started doing, like, a side bit, and I want to finish that side bit before, like, I really call it quits with that game. At least for, like, stream purposes. But yeah. else was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm thinking, I got back into playing Dark and Darker, because they finally added a PvE mode of that game. I had started playing that game when it first came out, and I mainly only played it because my boyfriend had asked me to play with him. And I was like, you know what, fine, I'll play, like, it can't be that bad. And then it kind of was bad because, for those of you that are not familiar with Dark and Darker, it is like a, how do I explain it? It's like a dungeon crawler RPG game. And it's like a looter extraction dungeon crawler RPG game. So, you choose a class, and each class has its own perks and stuff, and its own like armor sets and like weapon sets, etc., etc. And you go into a dungeon and you collect as much stuff as possible, and if you die, you lose all your shit. And if you manage to escape without dying, you keep whatever you get in that dungeon. So, I enjoyed like the actual like gameplay part, but going up against people that spend like hours on that game, and they have like the best kits ever and everything, and they have like a whole team. It was not fun for me. So I stopped playing it for a while because it wasn't fun. But then recently I started playing it again because they added a PvE where like you can't like hurt your teammates, and B, like you're not gonna like just get killed by some guy. Like you can just focus on battling the mobs in the game. Which, for anybody that is not familiar, the mobs are sometimes really, really fucking annoying in that game. Especially if you don't have the proper, like, setup for your class. And of course, as always, with any game that I ever play for the first time, I don't know why, but every time I pick up a new game and it has, like, different classes, I always end up choosing, like, I always choose classes because I'm just like, oh, that sounds like it would be cool. Or just, like, for superficial reasons or whatever. And then the class that I choose always ends up being, like, the most difficult class 9 out of 10 times. So, in Dark and Darker, I decided to be a bard. Because I was like, yeah, I can play a little ditty. And that's great and fine and dandy and everything. However, if you don't know what you're doing as a bard, you kind of just fuck yourself over. So, I, like, refused to look up a lot of things about that game, so I was struggling for a while. I finally, like, kind of understand it a little bit, but I think the reason why I refuse to look stuff up in games like that is because I would I don't like just being the person that's like, yeah, I'm gonna play this new game and I'm just gonna follow the meta and do exactly what everyone else does, you know what I mean? Like, I wanna try and, like, figure it out for myself, and then if I happen to get into the meta, then so be it. But yeah, that was just something I had been struggling with. Anyways, yeah, so now they have a PvE, which is a lot nicer and less stressful. The only thing that kind of sucks about the PvE is that the game devs decided that people who play the PvE mode will not get the same quality of loot as people playing PvP, which I kind of disagree with personally. Like, I think they should just make the mobs a bit harder in PvE. They also made some changes to Bard that made me a little bit sad. But I understand why they made the changes to the bard, because in the PvP it was very broken. So like, for example, there are some songs that you can play as a bard that buff your teammates. And now, after the updates, they no longer buff your teammates, and they only buff the performer, aka the bard. Which is nice, but I feel like I'm less helpful to the team. Because the team buff songs that are there, they're okay. Don't get me wrong, they're okay. But it's not the same. But again, I understand why they changed it, because for the PvP, it was very, very broken. There was a whole meta at one point where, like, if you had a team of 2 or 3 people, like, you had to have a bard on your team. It was like bard, barbarian, and like cleric or something, maybe wizard. And in the PvP version, like, it was basically just like, if you heard, because there's like a perk or a skill, I don't know, it's like a skill, I think. But anyways, basically the bard screams and he gets a power up, or not the bard, the fucking barbarian screams and gets like a power up, and then if they're buffed by a bard on top of that, and they have like a cleric healing them, or like a wizard like casting some shit, then yeah, it's just not... It was basically like you're guaranteed to die unless if you were somehow insane at movement and just managed to dodge every attack. So I understand why they changed it, but as a bard, it does make me sad that I can't give my teammates as many buffs as I used to. And I feel like the remaining buffs that they do have that do affect your team, like, they're helpful, but they're not as helpful. Because they don't last as long. So, yeah. But now that there's a PvE version, it's not as big of a deal. I can actually just focus on exploring the dungeons and, like, being a loot goblin, which was my favorite part of that game, and it still is. I enjoy just going into the dungeons and being like, let me open this treasure chest. So that's always nice. Although, I still feel like, because in Dark and Darker you are timed, you have a time limit, you can't just sit in the same dungeon forever. You have a time limit. And they still have this in the PvP version, but they have like an enclosing circle, which like forces PvP fights, which I never liked personally, so I'm glad they got rid of it in the PvE, but yeah. Hello, how are you? But yeah, I'm hoping that when I go to stream that game, it's not too choppy on the stream. I think it should be fine as long as I use my PNG tuber, but we'll see what happens with that. Very good, and how about that? Very tired and very sore. But I figured that I should at least try to stream, and then if it's a short stream, it's not a big deal, and I can just say that I tried at least. I'm working on a chibi art of this person's VTuber model, for commission. I'm opening my commissions, while I am looking for a job. So I don't have a whole lot of examples. So I went to the furry subreddit and the VTuber subreddit, and I asked people to send me their characters so I could make a couple of examples. So this the person that owns this VTuber is 𝙻𝚸𝙽𝙺 on Reddit. I don't know if their username is the same everywhere else, but yeah, I'm doing that, and then I'm gonna try to finish this today. If I don't, then oh well, but if I do manage to finish this, I was thinking of working on some stream overlay stuff again. Fixing some things, well, not necessarily fixing, just updating them slightly. But yeah, I'm just trying to do something other than bed rot today. Bed rot in game, because I did that yesterday. I shouldn't have even gamed yesterday. I had such a bad headache after cleaning. Yeah, I have to eventually make a commission sheet as well to like advertise commissions, and then I've got to finish. I have to rewrite my terms of service as well. Yeah, I'm just trying to get something done. Even if it's only for like an hour, that's better than nothing. Nice, what did you get from the bookstore? Very rarely do I buy books from an actual bookstore. I'm more likely to go to the thrift stores and buy them for like $4. That's actually where I got a majority of my my book collection. I have a nice little bookshelf that I found on Facebook Marketplace for like $25. I have a bunch of, they have what's called little libraries in Canada. I don't know if that's like anywhere else in the world, but the premise is basically just to allow low-income people to read without having to get like an actual library card. Because there's some libraries that require you to have an address in order to get a library card, which I think is silly in my opinion. Libraries should be open to anybody, regardless of whether or not they're homeless. But that's a totally different topic. Anyways, the whole thing about like the little free libraries is you take a book and you leave a book. So if there's like a book that you've read that you want to get rid of, you can bring it to one of these little libraries and find something else and place that book in there, or you can just place the book in there. I frequent a bookstore that sells mostly used, but some new used books go for $1 to $5, plus they do trades. That's always nice. Yeah. Yeah, I want to go to the little free libraries in town because I have this one book that I started reading, but it's actually, like, I didn't like it at all. It was so unenjoyable that I stopped reading it. Very rarely do I stop reading a book partway through, and I've read some pretty bad books, but this one, it was not... I just didn't like it. The way that it was written kind of boring, and like... I don't care about the characters at all. So I was gonna bring it to one of the little libraries, because I don't know, maybe somebody else would like it. I personally don't. But yeah. Right now I'm in the middle of reading... It's called The Kill Room. Who's the author again? Like Jeffrey something. By Jeffrey Beaver. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's a pretty good read. Although I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely been like a few instances where I'm reading this book and I'm like, this is very clearly written by a man. Not a bad thing, but like there's certain times where I'm just like, this was written by a man. I have a million interests, so the books I come home with are varied. Today it ranged from college math to French love stories, from French history to medieval poetry. Nice. I usually enjoy mostly like thriller and like mystery books. But I also enjoy, like, I have a bit of, like, a manga collection. Like, I have the whole Sailor Moon box sets, which are nice. I've got the first volume of Goodnight Pun Pun. I want to get the rest of that. I've got a lot of Attack on Titan, which I haven't even read or watched, honestly. I've got Black Butler. And then this one's kind of cringe, but I got Vampire Knight, and then this was a few years after, because like I found it at the Value Village in the next town over, and I didn't know this until like after I had bought it, but apparently this series is like notorious for like having some weird themes, and it very much does have like weird stuff. The art style is still very nice though, but yeah, it's got some weird like I'm actually your grandfather type shit going on. It's something, that's for sure. Art style is still very nice though. The art style is very nice. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is a cute romance anime, and then it was like, bam, incest, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Fiction only counts for maybe 20% of my books, though I am steeped in the classics. Only manga I have is Evangelion, but it's a spin-off. I haven't actually read the Evangelion manga, but I've watched all of the I've watched like all of the animated series except for the reboots, but I've been wanting to watch the reboots because they added a new character in the reboots for the main cast, and I kind of want to see what that's all about. But I'm currently in the middle of like a couple of other anime. Right now I'm watching an anime called Sasaki and Peeps, and it's like I don't know if I want to call it necessarily an isekai anime, because the main character is not like trapped in this other world. Like, he does get access to another world, but he's not trapped in it. So I don't know if I necessarily want to call it an isekai, but it's like a fucking like 40-year-old businessman, like a salaryman in Japan, and he finds like a magical bird in a pet store, and then he gains like a bunch of magical powers from this bird because the bird is from a different world. And I'll be honest, I only started watching it because it came up on my TikTok at one point, and I saw the bird and I was like, oh, little bird. So And I've been enjoying it. It's been pretty good. I have Evangelion DVDs in French as inspiration to force myself to keep learning French. Haven't actually seen this show yet, though. Interesting. I can't say much about the French dubs, but the original, in my opinion at least, the original Evangelion English dubs were kind of bad. But that's just me though. I'm definitely like a sub enjoyer rather than the dub enjoyer. There's some dubs that are really good. Like I've always enjoyed Dragon Ball Z's dub. I always thought they were good. I grew up watching the Sailor Moon English dub, but then like watching it back, it's actually really bad. Yeah, there's like a couple of scenes in particular that are like very poorly dubbed. I still haven't watched Sailor Moon Crystal, but I think at some point I might. I mainly avoided it for the longest time because they really changed the art style, and I didn't really like the new art style that they had for Sailor Moon Crystal. Also, they changed all the music as well instead of just remastering it, or like remixing it even, because the original soundtrack for Sailor Moon was actually fucking amazing, and then they just kind of replaced it with like very generic stuff, and it made me very sad because the Sailor Moon OST was like a huge part of the reason why it was so good. I want to try to get through my anime watch list. I don't think I'm ever gonna like fully get through it, but I definitely want to get more through it. Because I have a lot on my to watch list. Parasite the Maxim? Yeah, that one's really good. I enjoy that one a lot. I think that one's definitely, I would say, in my top 10 anime. Yeah, Parasite was very good. Serial Experiments Lain is also another really good one. Honestly, anything by like the guy that made Evangelion and Serial Experiments Lain, like all of those I've watched, I've enjoyed a lot. Paranoia Agent was one that I really had to like sit back and be like, damn, for a minute after watching Paranoia Agent. Paprika was really good. I think it's called Perfect Blue was the other one. But yeah, those are all really great anime. Actually, I recently watched an anime that was very like bittersweet. It was a hard watch because it was a very like emotionally raw anime. It was called Now and Then and Here and There, I think it's called. But it's the main like themes of that one are very like anti-war. And it's a very emotionally raw anime, and I wouldn't recommend watching it for people that would be like negatively affected by that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm about to be a soldier, so yeah, but I don't know. There's a difference between joining the military because it's like an opportunity for you to get like education and opportunities that you normally wouldn't, and joining because you want to go to war, personally. Like, the only way that I would ever join the military myself is if I was about to, like, face homelessness and, like, I was unable to get any other type of job. I have more respect for people that join the military because, like, oh, like, they're gonna pay for my education. Like, that's one thing. But there's people that definitely have joined the military where they're just like, yeah, I just wanna like shoot people and be terrible, and it's like, okay, you're weird for that, but whatever. But yeah, no, like it's a very, that anime though is, it was very good. It was very bittersweet. I enjoyed it a lot, even though it was like a hard, like, emotional watch, but after I finished that anime, I definitely had to, like, I had to choose the next anime that I was watching carefully because I was like, that was very, like, emotionally, like, hard for me to watch, so I want to consume something a bit more lighthearted. Yeah, they will pay every dime of my education because fuck these ridiculous university costs in 2025. I agree. Education should just be free. All education should be free, or at the very least, like, affordable. Like, I think it's ridiculous that... like, in countries that claim to be, like, more developed and whatnot, like, there's people that can't afford to go to school. Like, I can't afford to go to school. And I think that's ridiculous. But I also have a lot of other gripes with the education system that have nothing to do with how much they cost as well, so... As long as a person proves they have the aptitude, they should just be able to do it. Yeah, or just, like, even if they... It doesn't even necessarily have to be about aptitude. I feel like even if you just have the passion, like... I don't know. Like, everybody learns at a different pace. So, like, I think if somebody has the passion and they really want to learn, like, they should be supported in being able to learn something, even if it takes them longer than somebody else. What I mean is that somebody shouldn't fail the same thing 5 times and keep getting the funding. I would agree with that if the education system was more accommodating, but it's not the most accommodating thing. Like, sometimes people will fail stuff because, like, for example, like, dyslexia. Like, dyslexia makes it very hard for people to learn things. And this is not me saying that, like, oh, like, if you have dyslexia, you're incapable of learning, blah, blah, blah. But, like, disability is a spectrum. And I think education should be more accommodating towards that, to a degree. Because if we want to be real, like, you're one bad day away from, like, being disabled, so I think that we should try to accommodate disability where we can and as much as possible. I think another thing is, like, also there's a lot of different there's a lot of different careers that are looked down upon, and they are kind of devalued. And I don't think that's, and I think that's part of the reason why there's a lot of people that will try to go into, you know, they're trying to get like an education in something they may not be good at because it's the only thing that makes money. Like I, for example, am not very good with mathematics and like chemistry type things. And like as much of an interest I have in like forensic biology, like I would never be able to do that in school because I A, am a high school dropout, and B, like even when I did do my high school equivalent, like my math was not where it needed to be in order for me to go into something like that. So even if the specific sector of like a career path that I wanted to go into didn't necessarily rely heavily on math, like I would still have to have that as like a prerequisite in order to even take the course, and I would have to take courses throughout schooling in order to do that. Or even just art, for example, like art is devalued so much. Like people are like, yeah, art's not a real job. Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say that. And like even more so now with generative AI on the rise, right? So I think if certain jobs were less stigmatized, that people may be more willing to actually pursue a job that they enjoy and that they're good at, rather than just trying to pursue a job that pays well. Like, if it were up to me, I would personally just want to draw my whole life and just do art-related jobs, but that's unrealistic because art is a highly competitive... It's a highly competitive field, and, like, there are plenty of people that are far more talented than me that can't make it, and it's because of how... It's because it's so competitive, and it's because... partly now because of AI as well. I don't know, throwing paint at a canvas and like making toilets is still more art than generative AI ever would be. Because at least there's emotion behind it. And I disagree with that. I think art has always been kind of shit on. Like people don't even realize how much art is in people's daily lives. Like every product package that you see, every advertisement, every website design, like all of that was created by artists. And like people just don't realize it and they don't care. People value things looking pretty more so than they do emotion or like a message behind artwork, unfortunately. Like, I don't necessarily particularly like postmodern art myself, but just the fact that like somebody can make me feel something with that postmodern art is still like shows that it's art, I guess, if that makes... I'm not very good at explaining it, but... Like, for example, people... There's been, like, an art piece where an artist duct taped the banana to a wall, and people are gonna be talking about that forever. And the fact that people are gonna be, like, still discussing that means that it is a good art piece. Even if you want to argue that, like, yeah, it didn't take much effort and blah, 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 but, like, it's still making people feel things and it's still making people discuss it, so at the end of the day, it's kind of... The difference is that, like, a banana taped to a wall is still a human, like, deciding that thing. Like, generative AI... The artist didn't fucking steal the banana. They fucking... Generative AI was trained... Like, generative AI wouldn't exist without other artists' art. Somebody taping a banana to a wall can still exist without other artists. I don't know. I think lazy, quote unquote, like lazy human art is still gonna be more art than AI slop ever would be. I still have more respect for abstract artists and like people that fill a fucking bucket with paint and like drill holes in the bottom and like swing it over a canvas. I have more respect for people that do that than people that type prompts. Even if I personally don't find the end result as tasteful as, say, like character art, for example, I still respect them more. From most of the abstract art that I've seen, it's not just like aimlessly thrown as the thing. And even if it was like, quote unquote, I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't even really feel like discussing this right now because I'm very tired, but, my end point is that I will still respect them far more than AI prompters. Like, there's still technique behind postmodern art. And, like, if you look into, like, how some of these pieces were made, like, there's more than just, like, oh, an entirely red canvas. Am I gonna say that the entirely red canvas is going to be, you know, the same level of skill as somebody that, you know, paints, like, a portrait of their dog? No. But art is also not necessarily about skill level either. Like a child doodling in MS Paint or doodling on paper is still art. I'm gonna make an abstract art piece called Fuck AI, and it's gonna be a big canvas where I blow my fucking brains out on it. Are you familiar with any of Jules Verne's fiction, like Journey to the Center of the Earth? I think I've heard about it. I think there was a movie based off of that I may have watched forever ago, but I don't remember anything about it, unfortunately. I think I like vaguely remember like hearing about it, but I don't remember anything about the plot or anything. Yeah, I don't remember anything about it. Do I have a favorite movie? That's hard for me to like pick one movie. I feel like I'm more of a like a series person rather than a movie person. But there have been movies recently that I have enjoyed. I think a notable one that I really enjoyed, because I mainly, like for movies, I mainly watch horror movies. I'm very much into like creepy, scary things. I personally liked, it was a horror movie called 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝚃𝚂. And like the premises is that, so it's the story follows a model who aged out of the modeling industry, and she goes to the doctor, and then the nurse is like, he's like, hang on, like, let me do one extra, like, exam. And then he looks at her spine. He's like, oh, you would be a good candidate. And then later on, she gets this package, and basically what it is it's a drug that you take, and it makes a clone of you that's you but better, quote unquote. But the two bodies are shared by the same mind, but only one body can be active at a time. And it follows the story of how this model deals with that. And then there's certain rules that you have to follow with this substance. And if you don't follow them, it can have detrimental effects. So I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was very well done. It made me squeamish at a couple parts, which is interesting because usually when I watch horror movies, it's not very often that I'm scared, so. But yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, I would watch it. I will say that it is very body horror heavy though, so if you have a weak stomach to that, don't watch it. But it's a very it's a good movie. My only gripe with it was the ending was a little silly, but the overall message of it was well done, and I liked it. The concept was very cool. I feel like the ending felt like it was rushed, in my opinion, but the rest of it was fantastic. So I liked it quite a bit. But yeah, it's a very interesting concept. And yeah, like it's very creepy. I liked it though. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of like other movies that I really liked. There's like, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. Both of those movies are really well done. I was never really into superhero movies, but I watched those two because the animation style is glorious, and that was the main reason why I started watching that. But the writing for that movie is also really well done. They do a great job of like bouncing back and forth between like the more serious moments and then like adding in some like little haha hee funny bits. So I really like Into the Spider-Verse, both of them, and I'm looking forward to the third movie to come out. I'll check it out. Yeah, I prefer psych horror though. My favorite horror film is The Vanishing, the Dutch version. I haven't watched that, but I'll have to watch that at some point. That did remind me though. I think one of my favorite psychological horror movies that I enjoyed, it's called The Girl on the Train. That one's really good. There's a book called Gone Girl as well that is also, I don't know if I would call it psych horror. I would say it's more of a thriller. So I like that one a lot. I read the book though. I haven't watched the movie. There is a movie adaptation. I don't know how good the movie adaptation for Gone Girl is, but the book was really, really good. I wish there was more movie adaptations for, there's this one author called 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺𝚂. He's a Norwegian? I think he's Norwegian. Or something. Maybe, hang on, let me Google that. I don't want to be incorrect, but Is he Norwegian? Oh no, yeah, he's Norwegian. So 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺 is a Norwegian author, and he wrote some of my favorite books. The first book I ever read by him was called The Snowman, which I really liked. And then I read another one fairly recently by him. It's called The Sun. I really, really liked that one, like, a lot. I don't know if there's any movie adaptations, but those books were both very good. I think my favorite book series ever is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I only read the first 3 books, though. I don't know anything about the books past it, and the reason why I didn't read the books past the 3rd book is because the author died. And I'm always very wary to fucking read a book series that's continued by a different author. Yeah, Gone Girl was excellent. Very excellent. Perhaps I'll watch the movie adaptation at some point. I don't know how accurate it is to the book, but Gone Girl was very, very good. No series should ever be continued by another author. That's ridiculous. The only time I think it's okay is if the author specifically requested it. For example, the mangaka of Berserk died, I think, 2 years ago. And he left notes for another author to continue his work. But otherwise, I agree. But yeah, like, I haven't read any of the other ones. I'm very picky with my books is the thing. And the reviews that I was reading online about the rest of the series, there was a few reviews that said that it just wasn't the same, and because of that I have refused to buy them. If I was to ever, you know, find it at like a library or something, I may be willing to attempt to read it, but otherwise, yeah, like, I'm not gonna spend money on it because I'm very picky to begin with, and I don't want to spend money on something that I end up not enjoying. Or if I'm going to spend money on it, I'd rather get it at like a thrift store rather than buying it brand new kind of thing. Because thrift stores are generally cheaper. I forgot to add the glove on her other hand. That's okay, I'll add the other glove. Another series I'd like to get back into reading is called Guardians of 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝚀𝚂. For anybody that's familiar with warrior cats, it's kind of similar to warrior cats, but with owls. But it's actually, I wonder how many books are in that series now, because when I was younger there was like 15. How many books are in this series? Oh, is there just 15? There's 16. I'm actually so upset though because they made a Guardians of 𝙻𝙀𝚽 movie, but they ruined the entire, like, story of it. Well, maybe not ruined, but they changed, well, in my opinion, they changed too much, and it's not. It's just not good. It's not a good movie adaptation, which sucks because the animation for the movie is lovely, but they changed so much about the story. And it makes me sad. Hello, 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝚽𝚀𝚂. I hope you're having a great day. Yes, we're doing art today. Glad to hear that you're doing well. How am I? Tired. But other than that, I'm alright. I forced myself to stream today because I told myself that I have to stream today. Because I skipped out on yesterday's stream already. You just got back from football. Did you win? Or was it just a practice? Practice? Fair. I miss when I was younger and more fit because I did not get as sore as quickly. The only reason I'm like very sore and tired because I busted my ass cleaning the apartment, like deep cleaning the apartment yesterday. But because I sit on my ass all day, I'm like sore all over. I'm not nearly as in shape as I used to be. Although I would like to change that. I've been trying to get myself to do some, I don't know what the term for it is, but it's like push-ups. It's not like full-on like push-ups like fucking right up and down, but it's like the ones that you do where you're like pushing off against like a counter, because I don't really have a lot of upper body strength, so I'm trying to get a bit more upper body strength because if you work your arms out, you're less likely to get what's it called? Arthritis, not arthritis. Fucking... I forget the term. My brain is failing me. Anyways. No, not scoliosis. No, it's like the to do with your wrists. What is it fucking called? It's not arthritis. It's not tendonitis either. What is it fucking called? Hang on. Fucking, what is it called? Carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah, carpal tunnel. That's what it's called. If you work your arm muscles out, you're less likely to get carpal tunnel syndrome, which is what's gonna happen to me because I do a lot of repetitive motions with gaming and with drawing. Yes. Carpal tunnel, thank you. Yes. But yes, I've been trying to do some calisthenics at home and just, like, do some general stretching and stuff. I have, like, a yoga mat, so, like, sometimes I'll just lay on the floor and just, like, kind of stretch because it feels nice. But yeah, because now, especially now that I am not working, I'm sitting at a desk a lot and I can, like, feel my muscles getting tighter and it hurts. So I'm trying to, like, prevent myself from getting more bodily ailments. It's never too late. Exactly. That's so, like, I'm trying to ease myself into it because my problem is that, like, I'll literally, like, push myself too far to the point where, like, I'm pulling muscles and, like, then I'm down and out for, like, 3 days or more. But I don't want to be like my mom where she does normal activities throughout the day and then she's just, like, fucked for a whole week or two. So it's never too late until it is. Yeah, I'm trying to just, like, do stretches and stuff so I don't fucking cramp up into, like, a little ball. Also, hello, Dark Diplomat. I hope you're having a great day. I don't know, I'm just trying to get back into, like, some sort of physical activity. Mainly because, you know, I don't want to become disabled quicker. And the only way that you can, like, a body that stays in motion is always in motion or whatever the fucking saying is, some shit like that. BRB, maybe I have to get myself organized or I can't think real. The weather's getting nicer, so I should be able to start going out for walks more. I'm very picky though. I prefer doing nature walks, but the nature trail that's closest to me it floods very easily. So the snow has melted, but it's also been quite rainy. And oftentimes it is completely flooded. And I do not have rubber booties with which I can walk through it. And having wet socks makes me want to scream and cry. I fucking hate having wet socks. I've been barbaric with my workouts because of prepping for the military. That's fair. Yeah, you would have to if you're going to military stuff. I think I mainly, like, when I get back into being more active, I mainly want to focus on, like, cardio, for one, and calisthenics and flexibility. Because honestly, like going to like a gym and like doing workouts like that to me is very boring. And it's also a bit intimidating because the only kind of like gym workouts that interest me is like lifting heavy weights, but if you do it wrong, you can really hurt yourself, and I don't want to like talk to random people. I have like some small weights here that I could like lift and all that, but yeah, they're not very big. I think it would be fun to do like deadlifts or something, or leg presses, but again, that's if you do it wrong, you can really hurt yourself, and I'd rather not do something wrong and completely fuck myself over. If I had a room for like, or money, I would get a little like walking pad so that I could stay at home and walk during shitty weather. Deadlifts are dangerous. I screwed myself up once doing them. Exactly. Or like bench pressing is pretty cool too. Like I've done a little bit of that before. What's crazy is I used to be able to bench press 100 pounds in like fucking grade 6, and then the last time that I went to the gym with like, this was before I had my own place, but my one roommate was like a gym rat, and he brought me and my boyfriend to the gym, and I was like, yeah man, like I can totally like I used to be able to bench press shit, and then I could barely bench press the bar by itself, and I was like, god damn, how far I have fallen. So that was definitely like a moment for me. Yeah. I used to be like so fit, man. I used to be able to do anything. Now I'm fucking weak. I think I don't want to like gas myself up too much, but I feel like my endurance is still okay. Like if I'm just going out for like a walk, I can still walk for like a good couple of hours without stopping. I'll be tired and I'll be like sweating, but I can still go for like a long hike. As long as I have adequate water and maybe a snack, but I'm not as strong as I used to be. If I had time and money, I would love to get back into playing hockey because being a goalie, that's a fucking workout. I do a lot of backpacking. I like it. That's fair. Rarely when I go hiking am I like taking a backpack with me. I was looking into getting one of those like water backpacks though with the little straws on it though, because I feel like that's more, what's the word, convenient compared to just carrying around a water bottle. I'm also generally just trying to drink more water. My problem is that, like, I won't notice my, like, body cues being like, hey, you're hungry, or like, hey, you're thirsty, or like, hey, you have to take a piss, and then until it's, like, to the point where it's like, oh my god, I'm dying. Why is this? Oh, because it's on 2.5. I didn't ask for that. I live super close to an epic national park, so that helps. I wish I lived close to a national park. I honestly really want to move out to Alberta because, so Jimmy, back in September, two of Jimmy's high school friends, they got married. And they got married in Banff. And, if you're unfamiliar with Banff, very mountainous, very beautiful, lots of forests, lots of big mountains. And I had never been to Banff before, and I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty here. It's so nice. I want to live here, but it's a fucking tourist town, so it's super expensive, and then you'd have to deal with tourists all the time. But, like, I wish I, like, lived close to Banff so that I could just go on a fucking hike there all the time. I would love to do that. Super beautiful out in Banff. Super beautiful. Very pretty. I told Jimmy because he was in the wedding party, so we didn't really have a lot of time to go like sightseeing or anything. But I told him, it's like, you have to bring me back out here so that I can go hiking. Hello, Joss951. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I want to go back to Banff so I can go hiking. The only problem with Alberta is that there's a lot of bears. But you can just carry bear spray and it's not a big deal. But yeah, no, I would love, love to live out there if I had money. So beautiful out there. Surely there's cool locations closer to you though. Like, there's nature trails, but they're not very big. The closest nature trail to me also has like a working oil field in it, so the air quality's not great. There's some nice trails nearby, but a lot of the nicer ones I have to drive to, and it's like, I don't want to drive to the trail. Like, if I'm going for a walk, I just want to walk there and then walk home. We do have some, like, cool nature trails further north, though. If I lived further north, I could, you know, go on nicer nature trails, but I do not live up north. I would love to go back to visit Tobermory or Collingwood, though. Those places are both quite nice. I just wish, like, cities and towns were more walkable. Because a lot of them are not. They're mainly built for, like, cars and not. Not walking, unfortunately. Oh my god. Yeah, Europe is nice in that regard. Probably. I mean, the town that I live in, like, the main drag is kind of made for walking, but the rest of the town is not, which kind of sucks. Around here, there's times that there are no sidewalks or only on one side. Yeah, it's the same thing here. It's mainly like in the side streets though, but like the main drag is not very big because it is not a big town that I live in. It definitely sucks though. One thing I will say that we do have that's nice is we have very nice beaches. So there's that, but that's only really helpful in the summertime when it's warm. So, but I am thankful that we have something at least. Did you get snow this week like I did? Maybe. I think it was like... I think there was like snow for like a day, but it didn't stick on the ground. It did snow at one point and it was pretty cold. Which was unfortunate, but... Alas, I live in Canada, so it's to be expected. Yeah, I'm sure in like more northern parts of Canada there's probably still snow. When I went to out to Alberta there was still snow, so I just live in a more southern part of Canada. The Great Lakes always batter us the snow. Yeah. The lake effect does that, unfortunately. Why are people honking the horn outside? Have a great night, Otter. I have letter writing to finish. I will keep an eye open for your letter when you send it. Have a good night. Oh. Jimmy must be getting into PvP fights in Dark and Darker. Oh shit. Thank you for the raid! How are you doing? Hello, hello, raiders. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a great night. How was your stream, Caleb? What were you streaming? Doing well, I hope you're well. I'm doing great, thank you. Were you playing Valorant or something else? It was alright, we were running Overwatch and getting cooked. Oh, damn. That's rough, I'm sorry to hear that. Had great company, but bad games. Honestly, better than having bad company and bad games. I would honestly even argue having bad games but good company is better than having good games with bad company. You'll get them next time, I'm sure. Who am I drawing? I'm currently working on a chibi art of this VTuber, 𝙲𝚁𝙽𝙽𝚃, JYEVT. I found them on Reddit because I am going to open art commissions. I'm currently between jobs, so I was going to open art commissions in the meantime while I am looking for work. And I wanted to make some examples because I don't really have a lot of examples. So I went to the VTuber subreddit and the furry subreddit and asked people to send me their characters. And this was one of the characters that I was sent. So yeah. Damn. Look at them follow ages. That's such a fun command, seeing how long you've followed people. That's crazy. Damn, 3 years and 2 years, and that's crazy. Oh man. Oh, I don't know if you guys have heard of this shooter game. It's called Fragpunk. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys would enjoy it. It's free on Steam. I played a little bit of it. I thought it was okay. But it's definitely like it definitely, I feel like it needs a bit more work. Bro, I've seen some gameplay and it looks pretty good. It's pretty fun. I think my only complaint about that game is that, so it's kind of similar to like Overwatch and Valorant in the fact that like you have different characters and the characters have different abilities. But the way that it currently is, some of the characters kind of like their abilities don't really do much. So that's my only complaint about that. But other than that, it's pretty neat. It's alright. I'm still definitely more of a Counter-Strike 2 girly right now. I've been addicted to that game, if I'm being honest. Oh shit, thank you for the 50 bits, Brucey. Sorry to hear about the job situation, but knowing how you are, you'll probably bounce back better than ever. Honestly, I'm kind of okay. Like, on one hand, I'm kind of okay with not having a job because it means I can just, like, sleep in and, like, play games and, like, do shit that I want to do. But at the same time, it sucks not having financial independence, and I kind of feel bad because, like, Jimmy's paying all the bills right now. But other than that, I don't mind too much. The job search does fucking suck, though. I have been applying a bunch. I had 2 interviews, and I unfortunately haven't heard back from either of them, but I'm sure I'll find something eventually. Might take a minute, but oh well. That's just life, right? But yeah, I quit my last job because the new owner of the restaurant was, for lack of better words, crazy, and also really rude and like wouldn't listen to anybody that knew what they were doing. So, actually, hang on. I'm kind of curious now that I bring that up. Hang on. I wanna check something. I wanna check the Google reviews. Let's see. Oh. One of a recent review from a week ago, 1 star. New management is a big fail here. Be aware, this place is awful now. So sad it used to be a nice place. 1 pound of wings equated to 6 wings. They were so bad we sent them back. But yeah, it was just, I don't know how they're gonna do when they start getting the bus groups and stuff, but I don't work there anymore, so not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys, honestly. Sounds like Brucey, honestly. No, but like the new owner was like disregarding like health things. Like she was cross-contaminating stuff in the kitchen, and then she tried to say that it wasn't a big deal. And it's like, actually cross-contamination is a pretty big issue, especially when a majority of the customers there are elderly, or we have families that come in with very young children, and people that are most susceptible to like fatalities due to food poisoning are the people in those 2 groups. You know, for somebody like me, it might not matter as much, but yeah, it's just not good. So we'll see what happens with that, but Yeah, not too worried about it, because I don't have to deal with it. Oh, shit. Thank you for the 270 bits, 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺. This gets me to 25k bits donated all time for you. Fuck yeah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to... I want to maybe start doing VTuber art, or like at least PNG tuber art. Because that's kind of on the rise right now, so I think it would be... I think that would be a good move for me. For art. At least. I forgot to add her fucking glove, on the other hand. So out of curiosity, what are your rates gonna look like? Packages and all? Like for, it depends on what you're getting, right? So like, if I were to do... Well, VTuber art, like a fully animated VTuber art is a lot more money because it's very, very tedious to make VTuber art because you have to separate all the layers. If it was like a PNG tuber, it would be less because it's just, it's like one image with like open mouth, closed mouth, open eyes, closed eyes. So it would just kind of depend on what you want, really. I'm still like kind of working out my pricing at the moment. I think my prices... Hang on, let me fucking open... Let's see. Are you looking into rigging? So I'm making myself a 2D VTuber model currently, and I'm gonna try to rig my own model just to see if it's something that I can try to do. If I end up hating it and I can't figure it out, I might just save up for somebody else to do the rigging. But if I were to do rigging, it would be pretty... Like, right now, the VTuber art that I have for pricing... And, like, keep in mind, this is still on the lower end for VTuber art. Like, bust up, so kind of just like what I have on my... like, as my model right now, would be bust up. Would be like 400, and then like a full body would be 800, but that doesn't include rigging. If I were to do rigging, it would be more, and it would also depend on like how complex the character design is, because characters with more accessories and like colors and all of that is gonna be a lot more work. So it depends, right? But we'll see if I can even rig stuff, because like I said, I've never done rigging before. I watched a couple tutorials on it, but yeah, you can make pretty good money doing rigging. That is very true. But your rigging also has to be like well done. I've seen some very, very in-depth rigging. Which isn't, like, and here, like, the nice part about VTuber model stuff is, like, you don't necessarily have to have super, like, awesome, intense rigging for it to look nice. But there's some, like, insane stuff that I've seen done. Like, I've seen people do, like, characters that can, like, lean forward and, like, lean back and, like... Just, like, a bunch of shit. Like, I saw somebody do, like, horns as well, and it was, like, insanely well done. Like, it looked like a 3D model. Like, the 2D rigging that they did looked like a 3D model. And I was astounded. I was like, holy shit. I can only imagine how much time that probably took. But yeah, I've been kind of slacking on working on my VTuber model, the 2D one, so I haven't even gotten to the rigging portion yet. I'm still like, I wouldn't even say I'm halfway done the art for it. I'm like maybe quarter of the way through. So we'll see how that goes. I think so far it looks pretty good. But I've also tried to draw art for a 2D VTuber model like a few times, and then I go back and look at it after like a week or so, and I'm like, it looks ugly, and then I redraw it. So we'll see what happens when I look at this again. I'm also like biased though, because like all of the VTuber models that I see have like a very like pretty anime style, and like my art style is not the same, so I think I might just be biased because I think it looks kind of weird with my art. I bet. Well, I think I'm gonna head out for the night. I hope you have a great rest of your stream and rest of your evening. We'll talk more soon. I appreciate you popping in, Brucey. Thank you. But yeah, you have a great rest of your night, and yeah. Thank you for the well wishes on the stream, my friend. And yeah, I'll have to try to pop into your guys' streams more. I've been really slacking lately, where like I wake up, I game, and then I stream later on, and then I miss all my friends' streams, and it sucks. So I have to be better about actually going into my friends' streams, even if I'm just lurking. I usually lurk in people's streams if I go to people's streams. I'll try to like talk if I feel up to it, but sometimes I'm just a very quiet lurker. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll have to get you guys to play CS2 with me. I can't play another game like Valorant where there's characters with a billion abilities, so I'm gonna have to get you guys to play Counter-Strike 2, because when you do damage to somebody, you actually do damage to somebody. It's crazy. If you kill somebody, they don't get revived. It's crazy. The only problem is that there's a lot of cheaters in CS2, which is a shame, but I feel like that's any competitive game. You're gonna have people that are cheating, unfortunately. Oops. Speaking of Counter-Strike 2, Jimmy recently opened a print stream up. So if there's anybody that is watching my VODs that would like to buy a print stream up, let me know, because Jimmy's selling his print stream up. So he may also be selling a kukri. I don't know if he's selling the kukri or not. It's like a spider. It's like the red spider web kukri. So anybody that's looking for those, let me know. DM me. I also have to draw the tattoo on her arm. Yeah, at some point I'll have to put out a commission sheet for anybody that's interested in commissioning me. I'd like to get a VGen account so that people know that I'm an actual artist and not an AI nerd, but I have to get approved for that, and in order to do that I gotta... There's a couple of different things that I can do for that, but right now I want to focus on getting some other stuff done. Oh my lord. Oh. Cool beans. Nice. Okay. What is the design? Okay. Oh, part of that is like her undershirt. I didn't even realize that she had an undershirt. I will add that. Oh, this is 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺. I was like, is this 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺? And I was like, no, it's not 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺, but it is 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺. Oh! I didn't mean to move this. Okay, I'm gonna lock this. Lock. Oh yeah. Hang on. It's gonna bother me if I don't do some of these smaller details. Hang on. Hang on. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I should play Sonic Rush again. Sonic Rush Adventure. One of my favorite Sonic games in the series, honestly. Oh yeah, I know we haven't talked about generative AI for like an hour, but I found out today that one of my drawings was used to train an AI database. And I was like, man, I'm glad that it was only one, but also like they chose like like probably one of my worst drawings to train an AI database, which is kind of funny. And I was like, ah, I see. My art is the reason why fucking AI can't draw hands. Or sorry, AI can't generate hands, rather. Because I was like, I'm kind of curious. So like I started researching like how to check if your art was used to train AI databases, and I found a website that you can like put your artist name into. And then I was like, oh. My art was actually used for that at one point. Interesting. I think it was probably just like I think it was just because the art that they used was like a fan art. So I think they might have just scraped it using like keywords. But I was still like, damn, that's crazy. And it's funny because I've made like other fan art of the character, and I was surprised that they used that one. But again, it was probably just auto-scraped. kind of excited for art fight to start. That's still like a couple months away. I think it starts in June, if I'm not mistaken. I still gotta make a couple more reference sheets though for that, but there's so many art things I gotta do. Maybe tonight I'll work on writing some more chapters for my webcomic. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. I have to stretch a little bit and I have to pee and I'm gonna grab some more water. So I will be right back. Hello, Button Red. I hope you're having a great night. No, I will not be grabbing a pancake. I had regular cake today though, so we're all good on that. But yes, I will be right back. How the fuck? Oh yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize that the music was gonna pause on me. I should have expected that, but whatever. I am back. Oh. I didn't even close the top of her dang head. Hang on. Her god dang head. Oh man. I should drink some of the water that I just put. That's some good water. Maybe when I'm done the stream, I'll work some more on my 2D model and watch my show. I haven't watched Criminal Minds in a hot minute. I would put on my anime, but I always watch subs with anime, so it's hard for me to draw and watch a subtitled anime. I don't understand Japanese, so I need to actually pay attention to the subtitles. I had a cool game dev idea the other night. I don't want to talk about it, but I just wanted to say that I had a cool game dev idea. I don't know if I'm gonna pursue it. I'd like to, but I have no idea what I'm doing with game dev. I guess it doesn't hurt to try. But I feel like the idea that I have is very complicated for like a first game idea. I don't know. I have to do some research into how certain things work. There's a second one. Oh no, that's just the highlight, never mind. Ugh. Ugh. I feel so eepy. Eepy and sleepy. Is there a scratch on my... Oh, there might be a little scratchy poo on my fucking 𝙻𝙸𝙽𝙺 tablet. The consumerist in me is like, get a new one, you deserve it. But then like the like environmentally friendly side of me is like, don't do it. The environmentally poor side of me is like, don't do it. It still works fine. Use it until it breaks. Yeah, there's like a fucking... There's like a spot on here. Hang on, maybe I can wipe this off actually. Maybe it's just a little like crusty bit. Hang on. I can't tell if that's a scratch or a... I think that might be like an actual scratch on the surface. That sucks. There's also like this other shit on like the side and I still have no idea what it is and it won't come off. Anyways. I also... Oh, I kind of want to play Mario Kart, is what I want to do. I haven't played Mario Kart in a hot minute. I'm craving like Mario Kart 7 online though, like for the 3DS. But alas, the 3DS servers are... Oh, you know what I should do? I should jailbreak my 3DS. But if I'm gonna do that, I wanna like fix it, because the one button is like fucked on it. It's like actually fucked. I don't know how much it costs to fix that though. I should call the... There's like a bar nearby that is like a gaming bar, and they have like a VR setup and stuff, and I know that they replace the internal battery for like GBA games. But I also wonder if they do like fixes for 3DSs and stuff. Maybe they can also help me jailbreak my 3DS. But I desperately need it fixed. Because I was gonna play Kid Icarus Uprising because I have my copy of it, but the way that I play that game requires me to have the shoulder button, and the shoulder button is busted on it. So I gotta get it fixed if I want to replay that, because I've been kind of itching to replay that game. I really love that game. It's a very underrated game, in my opinion. A lot of people don't even know about it. Is this Rainbow Road? Hang on. It is Rainbow Road. I was just talking about Mario Kart. How the fuck does this girl's hair work? Oh, it's like an under. figured that would have one. Okay. You know what my prediction is for fucking Mario Kart World, I think it's called, the new one, Mario Kart 9? I honestly think that they're gonna add they're probably gonna add Pikachu as a DLC character. I feel that is my prediction. Also, I'm not buying the Switch 2. That shit's ridiculously expensive. I would be more willing to pay more higher prices for those games if I knew they were actually going to the people that worked on the game, but I know it's not. I know it's just going into the current CEO's pocket, which I'm not okay with. Especially when it doesn't, I know it hasn't even been released yet, but I have a feeling it's not gonna be able to keep up with the types of games that people want to play on it. Like, the Switch in and of itself was already kind of had a lot of frame rate issues for games that were native to it, which I think is silly. And I don't know if that was just poor optimization or if it was just because the games were too big for the console, or both maybe. I don't know. I rarely even play my Switch, if I'm being honest. But I still play my older Nintendo stuff. And maybe it's just nostalgia, but I don't know. I feel like the games that I have on my older consoles are more enjoyable and they have more replay value than the games that I have on my Switch. And maybe it's just the games that I have. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting, older and jaded, though, and I'm becoming one of those people that are like, back in my day, shit was better. Which I feel like sometimes I am just being like that, but then sometimes I feel like it's actually valid, but I don't know. That makes me sound like a boomer. Oh man. This character has a cool design. I don't know if the person that has this model did the design themselves or if they got somebody else to design them, but whoever designed this character did a really good job. Very cool character design. Mm-mm-mm. 5-pound gummy worm. No. No 5-pound gummy worms. No 5-pound gummy worms. They don't even exist. They only have like 1 pound and 3-pound gummy worms. Although, I guess you could melt a bunch of those together and then make a multiple pound gummy worm. How is Jimmy? He's good. He's playing Dark and Darker right now, but he's doing PvP. He's trying to get a specific item. And he's playing PvP because in the PvE mode it only has like a 1% chance of dropping, and like everybody is trying to fucking get that item right now, so... £10 gummy worm. Maybe I should just make a video of me making a 10-pound gummy worm. Cool. Oh yeah. Her shirt is white. missed one part. Oh, and the boots are like really dark. Cheeseburger. I wish I was a cheeseburger. When I grow up, I want to be a cheeseburger. How many are in chat? I don't fucking know. I'll be honest with you, I don't look at my viewer count. If there's people talking in chat, I'll respond, but otherwise I just chill. 𝙻𝚸𝙽𝙺𝚃𝚂. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Who would win in a fight, Anthony Carmine or Master Chief? Master Chef. That's fair. He is kind of like bioengineered to be like insane at everything. Who has a fatter ass, Master Chief or Anthony Carmine? That might also be a Master Chief. Master Chief's got pretty thick cheeks. That's why I call him Master Cheeks. Because he's got big cheeks. Okay, I guess I'll hang on. Let me do some research. Okay, he's pretty cheeked up too. He's pretty cheek, though. They might be on the same level. Oh, wait. Anthony might be more cheeked up. I'm not... Well... Hang on. Anthony is a newbie to the army. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he can't be cheeked up. Let's see. I don't know, they might be on the same level of cheeked up. I think they have equal cheekening. Does Clayton Carmine have a big ass? Or is Clayton Carmine... Alright, he's pretty cheeked up too, I don't know. Wait, are they siblings? He does have big arms. They're all kind of like big beefy dudes with masks. Clayton is the bigger brother to Anthony. I'm seeing a third one in the pictures that I'm seeing. Do they have a third brother? Carmine is the family name. Yeah, do they have a third brother though, or because when I searched them up, oh, that's Ben. Good to know. Anthony's the middle child? That sucks. I bet you some of these brothers die. I'm willing to bet on... I have no like knowledge of any like Gears of War stuff, but I'm willing to bet that at least one of the brothers die. 2 of them die. I kind of figured as much. Like, as a writer, you wouldn't, like, you wouldn't, like, put, like, a family in if at least one of them wasn't gonna die. That just makes sense. This is, like, kind of on topic, but kind of off topic, but I'm really looking forward to when Riot releases, their Valorant series. Because after Arcane Season 1 was made, and, like, they got really good feedback from that, they were like, yeah, we're gonna make one for Valorant, too. And I was like, hell yeah. Because even though Valorant sucks as a game, it has such good, lore. Like, the lore for Valorant is really good. So, I am looking forward to when that comes out, and I hope that Omen gets some screen time that he deserves. Because they keep nerfing him in the fucking game. So, I hope that they at least treat him well in the series. Elizabeth Carmine? Is she like a big muscle mommy? Or is she like a child? Okay. Wait, her design's actually cool. I respect that they, like, actually put proper fucking armor on her instead of just, like, giving her slutty armor. That's cool. I respect it. She's not as cheeked up as her, uncles, though. Her uncles are super cheeked up, but she is not. Her ass is not on the same level. But I respect that they, I respect that they gave her, like, proper armor. Damn, it's already 11. Damn, I've been drawing for 3 hours. There is Gray, the black sheep of the Carmine. Okay, 1 second. I like that he has a trapper hat. Or Gary. I respect it. He's definitely giving more twink than the rest of the Carmines, but I respect the hat. Is he the black sheep of the Carmine family because he's a fucking twink? He likes Clayton? Or he's like Clayton? Kind of weird to like your cousin or uncle. Oh, there's like a black edge. Gary has a tattoo of Clayton. That's crazy. Elizabeth is more like Clayton than Gary. Maybe I'll have to play the Gears of War games so I can understand. Is it even available for PC? Oh. That's fine, just show my... Oh, okay, it's not even showing up on my stream, never mind. They don't even have it for PC. Unless if they have like unless if it's like not sold through Steam. It might just not be sold through Steam. Oh, excuse me. I can probably emulate it. Let's see. Gears 5 is on Steam. Oh, okay. I have to, like, get it through the Xbox fucking Bullshit. Fair enough. I need the white bits on the... God damn it. Yeah, I don't have an Xbox, so I'd have to figure out some way to get it on PC. Surely there's gotta be some way to do it. They wouldn't. It's fucking Microsoft. I'd honestly be surprised if they, like, didn't have it on PC somehow. I might have to, like, go through, like, the Xbox, party thingy. That's not gonna work. Gear 5 is where you meet Elizabeth and Clayton. Gear 4 is where you see Gary. Noted. Frig off. The Cantus is something to draw if you like monsters. I think you told me about the Cantus before. Let's see. Oh yeah, you showed me the can test before. It's pretty fucking neat. Oh, golly. Yeah, maybe I'll figure out how to play Gears of War, and then I can play it on stream at some point. Oh, fuck off. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll just have to manually fucking fill these. It's fine. Not like it's not like I wanted to save time. It's fine. Looking forward to it. I'm hoping that I'll be able to like run it on stream. I may not be able to run it with my VTuber model. But usually if I can't run a game with my VTuber model, I'm usually able to run it with my PNG tuber model, so I should be fine. But I also have just like a general habit of turning game visuals to like the lowest possible setting. This remix is really good. The game is co-op. Oh, I see. Perhaps I'll force Jimmy to play with me then. I'm gonna have 3 playing on Gears 5. Okay. Good to know, good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Oh. Honestly, another game that I haven't played yet, but I kind of want to play is Borderlands. I really like the art style of that game. And everyone says it's really fucking good. And tells me that I should play it. So, perhaps. Perhaps I will have to do that. Okay, I think... I don't think I forgot anything. I think that's the drawing. I think we're done. Can't wait till you meet that one enemy. I'll probably die a lot playing that game. I'm not the best gamer, honestly. I wouldn't say I'm a good gamer. I would just say that I'm persistent and stubborn, and that I will continually play a game until I beat it. Even if it takes me like 8 million tries. I think the only game that I like couldn't beat was Undertale: The Genocide Route, but I kind of want to go back to that game at some point and try to beat it, just to say that I could beat it, because I beat everything else. It was just the final boss for the Genocide Route that I didn't beat. But low-key wanna go back and do it just to prove to myself that I can do it. I will definitely do it at some point, but I don't want to like start too many games at once. I'm very much like, I want to finish one thing at a time. Actually, we'll get rid of the border effect. I don't want to do a border effect. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna start playing Rogue Galaxy this week. Because I finished playing Dark Cloud 2, so I'm starting Rogue Galaxy because from my research, so Dark Cloud 3 was supposed to be a thing, and then it never came out, and then I did some research, and then apparently Rogue Galaxy, while it was in development, was supposed to be Dark Cloud 3, but then partway through the development they changed IP and like made it its own thing. So but all of the people that are Dark Cloud fans have said that it's a really good game and that it is very much similar to Dark Cloud. So I'm gonna be playing that this week, and then I'm playing a bit of Dark and Darker because they finally added a PvE mode to that game, because I fucking hate the PvP of that game because I'm bad. And it's not even just that I'm bad, it's also just the fact that like the people that play the PvP are very, very sweaty as well, and they will spend all day crafting like the perfect meta combination, and then you'll be like by yourself, and then you'll get like tag teamed by like a group of 3 people, and it's really annoying, and then you lose all your shit. So yeah, I don't like playing the PvP mode. PvE is already enough for me, like the mobs kick my ass enough without people coming up behind me with like top tier gear and fucking me in the asshole. So yeah. Sounds like you're gonna speedrun the game. I've thought about getting into running at some point. I've always wanted to try my hand at speedrunning Ocarina of Time, but I need to get a Wii for that. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to call it a night because I'm pretty sleepy and I want to snack and all that jazz. So thank you for popping by. It's been fun. It's been awesome. It's been lovely. I will be live tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a public draw pile stream because I didn't do the draw pile stream yesterday. So I hope that will be lots and lots of fun. And yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay safe, peace, and have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.